tonight on a special edition of NewsLink Indiana. We have a winner. Celebrations and protests erupting across the country following President-elect Joe Biden's win. Tonight, insight and analysis from Ball State political science professor Chad Kinsella.
Plus, President-elect Biden naming his coronavirus advisory board just ahead, his plan to fight COVID-19.
And the president takes legal action. The latest tonight as President Trump claims voter fraud.
Live from the heart of Ball State University, this is a NewsLink Indiana special report, Election 2020.
Good evening. Thanks for being with us. I'm Grace Bankowski.
And I'm Amelia Cisno.
President-elect Joe Biden announcing a new 12-person coronavirus task force today. Overnight, nearly 106,000 new coronavirus cases were reported in the U.S., the fourth highest day since the pandemic began.
19 states are reporting record hospitalizations. The Biden-Harris transition website already laying out a 7-point plan responding to the virus, including free and reliable testing for all Americans and working with mayors and governors to implement mask mandates. Leading the effort, 3 co-chairs: former Surgeon General Vivek Murthy, former FDA Commissioner David Kessler, and Yale University's Dr. Marcella Nunez-Smith.
That plan will be built on bedrock science. It will be constructed out of compassion, empathy, and concern.
As Biden aims to fight the coronavirus, President Trump is focusing on election results, insisting there is widespread voter fraud working against him. Some of his top Republican allies are backing the president's refusal to concede.
At this point, we do not know who has prevailed in the election. The media is desperately trying to get everyone to coronate Joe Biden as the next president, but that's not how it works.
Judges have already thrown a number of cases out, but more are on the way. The fate of the Trump team's legal challenges remains unclear at this point.
People are responding following President-elect Joe Biden's win Saturday morning.
NewsLink Indiana's Tyler Brumman is in the studio tonight with a preview of what's next and a reaction from a political science professor. Tyler?
Yeah, hey there, Grace and Amelia. Good evening. For President-elect Joe Biden, preparations have begun to take over as president on January 20th of next year. That's just over 2 months away. Meanwhile, President Trump, his legal fight has just started. We've got a full breakdown for you here tonight. Joining us now via Zoom is NewsLink Indiana political analyst Chad Kinsella. He's also a political science professor here at Ball State. Sir, thank you so much for joining us here again. I want to start off by talking about the results on Saturday morning. When you saw those projections, what was your initial reaction, and were you surprised?
I didn't. It seemed like it. I didn't know if it would have. I wasn't sure when it was going to be made, the announcement that Joe Biden, but I was pretty sure that it was going to happen. As it progressed throughout the week, it just seemed like the path for President Trump to win got smaller and smaller. I think the handwriting was on the wall when Wisconsin and Michigan were called, because then it became that he had to win Arizona or Nevada and Pennsylvania. So I wasn't totally surprised. I knew it was coming, but I wasn't sure when.
And Chad, you know, obviously today the president-elect named members of his coronavirus advisory board. This really was marking the first step of the transition. Kind of talk about, as we get closer to Inauguration Day, what's next for both the president-elect as well as his cabinet?
He's going to be on the phone a lot, so he's got to make a lot of phone calls. That he's got to, fill a lot of positions, including a lot of department heads. He's got to pick, which is basically his cabinet. So there's a whole lot of people he has to hire, White House staff. So he's going to be busy making a lot of different phone calls and thinking strategically about who he wants in his administration. So there's a lot going on that he's got to do. And
flipping now to the other side of things, President Trump, he has said that he will sue. He hasn't yet conceded the election. What are his options right now, and really, what's the likelihood of things going in his favor?
Well, I think he's exploring all of those options that he can. You can file lawsuits. You can have recounts, and those are fine. I don't think that those cause any major problems. It just seems unlikely that those lawsuits or recounts will result in anything. So I think there's going to be a lot of activity. I can't necessarily blame him for wanting to do that, but I'm not sure it's going to end up changing the result.
And Chad, one more question before we let you go. Obviously, we're seeing a difference in message from the two. When all this is said and done, what do you think people will do? Will they put their differences behind them? Will things be more civil?
I hate to be Debbie Downer, but we might put it aside for 24 to 48 hours, and then it's going to be, I think I think one of the sad results, because this election was so close, is that we've had polarization. There was a lot of people on one side who never wanted to accept President Trump's presidency. I think you're going to have those same people not want to accept the Biden presidency. I think you're going to see a lot of polarization and maybe some calls for unity, but I don't think that there'll be. I don't think you'll see it actually. I think there's just going to continue to be this acrimonious and negative feelings from both sides towards one another.
All right, Chad Kinsella, as always, thank you so much for your insight. NewsLink Indiana will continue to monitor what is happening and will bring you the very latest both on air and online. Grayson Amelia, back over to you.
Tyler, thank you. In a tweet Monday afternoon, President Trump announced he has fired the Secretary of Defense, Mark Esper. Trump posted that Esper was fired, but thanked him for his service. A senior defense official says Esper prepared a resignation letter weeks ago when tension was growing with Trump. Trump says Christopher Miller will be taking over the role. Miller most recently served as the director of the National Counterterrorism Center.
COVID-19 is still in full swing as positive cases in the United States surpassed 10 million. But drug maker Pfizer says early results of its vaccine are promising 90% effectiveness. The vaccine requires 2 doses, and more study is needed to see how long immunity to the virus lasts. It's also not clear when the vaccine may be available, but when it is, Pfizer CEO says it should be free.
I think that likely, based on impact, that will be the greatest medical advance in the last 100 years.
Pfizer's vaccine isn't approved yet by the FDA. The drug maker says it plans to seek emergency use authorization, but it must wait until participants are studied for a certain amount of time after receiving their second dose of the vaccine. Meanwhile, tonight, the United States just authorized emergency use of an experimental Eli Lilly antibody treatment to fight mild and moderate COVID-19 cases.
Indiana hospitals treated the largest number of COVID-19 patients yesterday. Hospitals were treating just over 2,000 patients with COVID-19. The Indiana State Department of Health is reporting an additional 4,213 new cases, bringing the total positive cases to 214,509. State officials are also renewing their call for retired healthcare workers to help relieve staff in Indiana's hospitals and long-term care facilities as cases continue to rise.
COVID-19 has impacted many students, but now they can express their feelings through an archive. NewsLink Indiana's Catherine Segal shows us how the COVID-19 archive is beneficial for students.
Due to the unprecedented times right now, the Ball State University Library's Archives and Special Collections set up a COVID-19 pandemic archive. Head of Archivers User Engagement Sarah M. Allison seeks to help preserve materials received.
The goal was really, like I said, to collect material about this time in history so that historians down the road, when they look back at this time, there's something for them to look at. Individual people are a part of history and a part of this time.
With this archive, students, faculty, and members of the community can partake in a movement that will help future generations.
I think it's also a great way to let students have their voices heard.
With such a difficult year for many students, expressing feelings is a great avenue towards dealing with the circumstances.
It is important to think about being a part of history in this time and really allowing your experience and how you feel about this time in some form to be expressed and archived and kept for future generations to look at.
This is a way for students to make a mark on history by submitting their experiences to the university library.
Like I said, it originally started as just, document your time and what your experience is and submit it to the archive. And now it's kind of grown into something more.
If students want to be a part of this project, they can visit university libraries under Archives and Special Collections. In Muncie, Catherine Segal, NewsLink, Indiana.
You can download a document, video, photograph, or artwork to go to the archive by going to bsu.livewizard.com.
University of Notre Dame students are now expected to take mandatory coronavirus tests after thousands of fans stormed the football field and threw parties to celebrate the Fighting Irish's win over Clemson. Students will face strict penalties if they leave town before winter break before getting their test results. Notre Dame President Reverend John Jenkins said in an email yesterday, if a student is exposed or tests positive, they must quarantine on campus for 2 weeks, and students who don't complete the test cannot register for classes.
We saw warm temperatures today, and how are we looking this week, Maddie?
Well, we saw a record-breaking high today of 81 degrees. Temperatures now a little bit more mild. We're currently at 70 in Muncie, 69 in Indianapolis. Plenty of temperatures in the mid to upper 60s all across central Indiana right now. As we head into the overnight hours, temperatures will remain fairly steady, dropping from the upper 60s down into the mid 60s during the overnight hours. We end tonight with a low of 60 degrees, mostly clear skies, and some light winds out of the south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. We start up tomorrow with another unseasonably warm day in the 70s.
Art is taking a different form here at Ball State. We'll show you how.
Plus, McDonald's has a new strategy to keep consumers coming back. Those details next.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitts will take you there.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. The Ball State Computer Science Department hosted their 15th annual art show virtually last week. NewsLink Indiana's Mackenzie Rupp tells us how students express their art using computer science.
Computer Science Department has been hosting an art show in the atrium for the last 15 fall and spring semesters. Like most other campus events, it had to go virtual this semester.
This is our 15th show. We do one in the fall, one in the spring, so we've been doing it for a number of years. And it's the class that is coming out of is our first programming class.
Students use their own photos and turn them into a collage using the code they learned in class.
Well, I took that picture over summer break and I thought it was neat, so I thought I'd use that in the project. And I just kind of went literally spontaneously, just did different filters to it.
Junior Ben Heber was awarded Best in Show with his piece called Distorted Reality. Judging was based off of code difficulty as well as visual appearance.
So I was trying to decide what pictures to use. I was kind of just going through a ton of my old photos and settled on a mountain picture that I took in Colorado and one like a picture of the sky from Michigan. And I thought it would be interesting if I just combined them.
The Computer Science Department will be hosting Show 16 in the spring, but it will most likely be virtual again. The show will take place in late March or early April. In Muncie, Mackenzie Rupp, NewsLink, Indiana.
The Computer Science Department is remaining hopeful and wants to hold the art show in person next semester, but for now it will take place over Zoom.
And now some of your consumer headlines tonight. Tamara and Ansel is recalling thousands of heads of romaine lettuce over possible E. coli contamination. The labels say they were packaged on October 15th and 16th. There are no reports of sickness linked to the product. Tamara and Ansel says the recall is being done out of the abundance of caution.
McDonald's has released a new strategy today in an effort to boost sales. The chain is presenting new packaging, a new loyalty program, and is working to improve drive-thru and delivery services. McDonald's plans on trying out new concepts like automated order taking and express pickup lanes for people who placed digital orders. It is also rolling out improvements like toasty buns and an enhanced grilling approach for hamburgers. McDonald's said it will also be launching a new crispy chicken sandwich early next year.
You know, Amelia, I love chicken sandwiches just as much as I love nice weather.
Right, Maddie, can we get another look at that weather, please?
Well, we've been seeing unseasonable warmth lately, but how much longer can we expect this trend to continue? I'll have more after the break.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all. If I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother,
Yes.
you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse,
Yes.
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome back. You're taking a live look at Fort Lauderdale in Florida, where more than 4.5 million people are under flash flood warnings. Tropical Storm Eta has hit Florida shores after hitting Honduras and killing nearly 40 people.
The southern part of the country is facing unfortunate weather conditions, but here in Indiana, it seems like a different story. NewsLink Indiana's assistant weather forecaster, Maddie Johnson, is here tonight. Good evening, Maddie.
Good evening, Amelia and Grace. Well, we've been seeing unseasonably warm temperatures for this time of year. In fact, we've been seeing record-breaking temperatures the last couple of days. You can see 74 was our high on Saturday, not quite enough to break that temperature of 77 set back in 2009. However, we've hit 81 on Sunday, 80 today. Both of those temperatures much higher than our record temperatures set back in 1999. 71 was the old record from yesterday, 73 the old record from today. Now, while it's not unusual to see temperatures in the 70s or even the 80s in November, what is unusual is how long we've been seeing this stretch. Today marks the 5th consecutive day that we've been seeing temperatures above 70. The record stands at 6 days. That was set back in 2008, and we do look to tie this record as temperatures will be in the 70s tomorrow. Now, taking a look at our current temperatures, we're right about 70 in Muncie, 62 up to our north in Fort Wayne, 69 in Indianapolis. Most of central Indiana seeing temperatures in the upper 60s to right about 70 right now. Taking a look at current radar, we're clear, no precipitation, no clouds at all on the radar, clear skies for your evening. And as we head into the overnight hours, temperatures remain pretty steady, dropping from the upper 60s down into the mid 60s during the overnight hours. We end tonight with a low of 60 degrees, mostly clear skies, and some light winds out of the southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, those southerly winds will be quite a different story tomorrow. We're going to be seeing gusty conditions, especially in the afternoon tomorrow. We start out tomorrow morning quite mild for a November day, sunny and 61 degrees at 8 a.m. In the afternoon, we'll be warming up to the mid 70s. You can see those southerly winds, 20, even 30 mile per hour wind gusts tomorrow afternoon. Now, as we take a look tomorrow night, we're going to be seeing our next weather system move in. That's why it's going to be so windy. We're going to be seeing scattered rain moving in Tuesday into early Wednesday morning. I've got that timed out for you here on Precision Cast. We can see our next weather system setting up in Iowa and Illinois. This will make its way into Indiana. Early Wednesday morning, you can see widespread rain throughout all of Indiana. This system then departs off to our east early Wednesday morning. We're going to be dry and clear for the rest of Wednesday, dry and sunny for Thursday, and even dry and sunny on Friday as high pressure sets up for the rest of the week. Now, we can see this on the mid 7-day forecast. 77 your high tomorrow with those windy conditions. Upon the arrival of our next weather system, a cold front will come through. That'll bring us much cooler temperatures, as well as those morning rain chances on Wednesday. Your high is 55, 56 on Thursday, 54 on Friday, mid to upper 50s to round out the end of the week with plenty of sunshine. It's going to be a beautiful week after those rain chances on Wednesday.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to these temperatures. They are my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, Maddie. The all-conference volleyball teams have been named. Find out which Delaware County players made the list next in sports.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet a few who are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Problems. The ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds, we surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. And I think of kids going to school hungry. Hunger, homelessness. In this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Weeknights, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed.
But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal weather. We've got the latest news headlines.
Freezing temperatures have set in all the way down in Louisiana.
One man dead after flooding in Venice, Italy.
Up to the minute weather conditions.
Cold temperatures are the story this morning.
And of course, lots of fun.
It is not funny.
What on earth is happening there?
I feel sorry for the little guy.
I've got my socks on. Annie with her curly hair, which is actually never curly. Join us Friday mornings at 8 on Facebook Live.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Jed Zweigel with sports. Several Delaware County teams have added girls to all-conference volleyball squads now that the season is complete. Let's take a look at who all made the final cut. First for the Hoosier Heritage Conference from Delta, Bella Derringer making the team. Then for Yorktown, Jalen Dunsmore, Emily Hill, Jenny Morey, and Ellie Stinson. Also worth mentioning, Coach Stephanie Bloom in her 13th year making Coach of the Year honors. Now switching gears to the All-Mid-Eastern Conference, Cowan High School naming Emma Clark, Gracie Conway, J.C. Harrington, and Riley Macy to the team. Wapahani's Chloe Cook, Mallory Summers, and Cameron Wise receiving all conference honors. Then from Monroe Central, Leigh Osborne. It's also worth mentioning that Muncie Central's Alexis Franks was named first team All-North Central Conference. Continuing on with volleyball, and if in case you missed it, Delaware County teams are playing for a state championship this weekend, and it was a wild one at that. Wapahani not having things going its way, ultimately falling to the hands of Bar Reeve, losing 3 straight sets, ending their season with a 28-6 record. Yorktown capping off an undefeated season for the second time in the last 3 seasons. The Tigers beating Munster in the 4A state championship Saturday to take home their second 4A title in the school's history.
I don't even know. I can't even say it in words. It's been amazing, and it's going to suck to have to leave this program as a senior, but this is the way to go out.
That we knew they were going to block, and we knew they were going to dig balls, and that we had to dig our heels in and respond right along with them. And that's been the message all year. Just dig in and fight every possession, and they did that and came out a different team also in the second.
John Deachant, a Ball State Athletics Hall of Famer, passed away last week at the age of 75. Deachant was a member of the 1965 and 1966 Ball State football teams. Wearing number 72, Deachant was inducted into the Ball State Athletic Hall of Fame in the 2013-14 class. Deachant passed away at his home in Syracuse, and the service will be held on Wednesday. On a lighter note, the Ball State football team opening up their home season this week against Eastern Michigan. The Cardinals opening the season with a loss at Miami, falling to the Red Hawks 38-31. Ball State seeing a lot of things to grow from last week's matchup, but also a lot of positives. Cardinals head coach Mike New is excited to see what his team can do on Wednesday against Eastern Michigan.
A lot of positives to build on from the game, and the really positive things from some of the newcomers that are with us. And so we're going to focus on that. And again, look forward to get back out on the practice field here and getting ready for Eastern Michigan.
So thankfully, Eastern Michigan lost last week, and we lost last week too, sadly. But it will be here in Muncie this week, so that should be a boost for us. But the game will have 500 fans attending. Well, you guys will be attending, because I know I will be.
Yeah, I definitely will be. I'll get my spirit wear all ready too.
Absolutely. I'm so ready for Ball State football to be back. It's been so weird not having it this semester.
Oh, it's been weird. I'm very excited.
Me too.
Definitely, me too. All right, well, thank you, Jet. After the break, we'll take a final look at weather. Stay with us.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared. So start now.
Right now? Right now.
You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back. 3 iconic toys have been inducted into the Toy Hall of Fame.
They are Baby Nancy, the first black doll to have an afro and dark skin. The groundbreaking doll launched nationwide in 1968. It's known for making cultural and commercial breakthroughs in the U.S.
Sidewalk chalk was also on the list. Great masterpieces have been created on sidewalks all over the world because of these sticks.
The last is Jenga. The wooden block game was created in Ghana in the 70s. You know, I used to play with Jenga blocks all the time as a kid.
Yeah, me too. All right, Maddie, can we get a final look at that weather?
Well, we're going to have one more day in the 70s. Breezy conditions, 77 your high for tomorrow on Tuesday. Rain chances early Wednesday morning. A cold front will come through, making temperatures feel much more fall-like for the rest of the week. 55 your high on Wednesday, 56 on Thursday, and then the mid to upper 50s to round out the rest of the week. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful weekend to get outside. It's going to finally feel like fall.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to it. You know, November temperatures are finally going to be coming in our way.
Absolutely, yes. Hopefully it'll start to feel like fall, like you said. I mean, the leaves are changing, but it doesn't feel like it quite yet.
Exactly. I've been seeing a lot of leaves falling, but you know, these 70-degree days have been throwing me off. But
it's a weird contrast, I guess.
Yeah,
outside.
a little bit. It's okay though. I'm sure we'll get back on track with
Yeah,
this.
we're almost done with the 70s, and then it'll be 50s for the rest of the week.
Awesome.
All right, that's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.